and Matthew.
Thank you, and the Turkish community for organizing this event. I appreciate it. I'm not here to bash. I just want to tell you about it. If you look at it, if you are a person sitting on the back as a ordinary candidate, you know what all the things are saying here in all their head. If you elect any one of all these people, will be heaven on earth. Everything will be fine. You won't have any problems. But that's not true. You're electing more politicians, and your land getting corrupted is getting more crime, more drugs, and all those things. So when you hear these things, take it with a grain of salt. Again, my name is Dan Matthews. I don't know what the time frame here. I don't see any pattern, what the timeline is, nothing. I mean, people are going. But I'm going to keep it very a few minutes, very brief. I'm here to serve the state representative 76 in Portland County. Let's review this. In the last legislative period, the state in Portland County called 76 because of the population growth. I am running because I am someone that relates to people. Whether you are a Democrat or Republican, I'm there to serve. Yesterday I was walking through the wrong and I got into the house, talked to the person. He looked at the sample ballot and said, Dan, you have a good name. You are number one on the ballot. And you're the best person to represent it because you get to my house, you listen to me. You ask me questions and you listen to what my complaints are. I just want to say what I'm doing. I'm just going to bash it. You're not going to bash it because you're not any better than the other person. Period. You're not any better than the other person. You know what? You're not very hell on you. Say like the other person. I am not here to bash any candidates, any political party. Because that's not what they already citizens want to hear. They want to know who is going to work for them. They want to know who's going to reduce their property tax. You know what's concerned that you want to say because it's some stuff and how I'm going to pay my property tax. It's skyrocketing. If you look at it, our total expenses going up because we have to accommodate more people into the Texas population, like 10% from the last few years. How are we going to fund schools? Yes, funding school is so important. I am there for school funding, yes. Keeping our community safe is very important. And John Roosevelt said, I came to the world against person from the corporate world. I'm a differential family along with the real estate license, along with that new issues and several people are. People have different needs. Let me tell you something. Let me stop that scheme now. If you are a state representative, someone is elected to serve the people, do that. That's what we're talking. I'm here to serve every community, all Americans, across my state, across my district, wherever they originate. You know what? We complain about things. But I have a single mistake there, and I can't do it. Period. We always in better than the other one. I cannot complain about the person. Or they cannot look at the face you are small better. I am better than you are better than me. Because we are all together. My self-conscious state. We are all together equal. But what I don't understand is all those people who complain about pride and all that, they're not leaving. They'll keep coming here. Why? You know, there's other questions to you that I don't have an answer to that. But then you have to understand yourself, say, they make your own judgment. Brothers and sisters, thank you so much. I really appreciate your support, your work, and our incomes. I will be representing for every citizen of this 76. Whether Democrat or Republican, I'm there to serve you with respect and honor and dignity. Thank you. God bless you.
Okay, we're about to take our 5-minute break.
but we have one last candidate before the break, and that is Lavi Sandra.
Well, everybody, I'm not the candidate, but I am the representative for federal work. So, I think I actually have a question. How many people have actually voted in primaries? Raise your hands. We voted in 2 primaries. Raise your hands. 3 primaries. All right. So we have a lot of people in the room that know how to vote in primaries. But one of the key things I want to talk about is we already know what the issues are here in Texas, right? We have health care, about $100 billion being held by our current governor. We have 1 in 5 individuals, kids specifically, that are living in poverty. We have 1 in 5 who are lacking in education today. You can see that there's a trend that 20% of our individuals are not getting what they need in the state. Now, I think a leader should work on making sure that we raise those numbers, right? And getting the funding that comes in from the federal government and those places, the taxes that we pay. And that's not happening, right? And I can go to a couple other things that are specific issues, but what I want to kind of point out, the most important thing for me is President Roosevelt talked about, right? I'm a motto that I walk in the darkness so others can see. And what that means is each one of you all have your own responsibilities as leaders to go out there and help our communities, right? And I know Chuchu from the work I've done, standing shoulder to shoulder with Beto, that he believes in those things and those issues that are important to Texans every day. The fact that women don't have access or their own choice of what they want to do with their own privacy, their own health care is a major issue. I'm Iranian American. And I need to tell you a perfect example that there is a revolution taking place in Iran right now of women. Right? That connection also happening here as well. Because the threat to women anywhere is a threat to women everywhere. For that, I'm actually going to downtown where that's your rally tonight for in support of Iranians who are literally being shot in the streets, right? And as a Democrat, right, we believe in democracy, not authoritarian governments, not a dictator, right? So the fact of the matter is, if you believe in democracy, then vote for better world. Thank you.
So you're not All right, we're going to take a short 5-minute break, please. And we'll come right back in.
现在这个会议 take a 5 minutes break。
messed up, and I apologize for the candidates who are already and got skipped, but we're going to get those out of the way. Apologies. And the first candidate that we're going to have back up here is Aapi. And what the candidate that we're going to have back up here is and what the candidate that we're going to have back up here is
There are about 70 judges on the ballot this time, so it's a huge split to all. And I want to thank you for your time. I also want to remind you, to thank you, Steve, to the candidates afterward, and thank them for running for office. It's a huge sacrifice, regardless of your political party, Republican, Democrat, running for public office for the choices. I am currently the comments on the 14th Board of Appeals 2. I've been serving on this board since 2016, since the 2016 election, the election of this position. When I tell people that I'm on the 14th Board of Appeals, they usually look at me with confused look because they don't know what the Board of Appeals is. And you've already heard today from 4 other candidates running for the appellate courts, and I'm the 5th one today. The Republican here today to talk about me and my candidacy. These courts, which you heard a little bit about, in a nutshell, what we do is we decide whether or not there have been mistakes made in a trial, and determine whether or not there should be changes. We have jurisdiction over 10 counties, including Harris, Fort Bend, Charlotte, so we are on the ballot in those counties as well as the it's a big geographic area. These courts are, I like to say, the most important courts you've ever heard of. And the reason that is because easily 95% of what we do is the last word in civil litigation and prosecutions. Because the high courts in the state, the Texas or criminal appeals, they get to pick which cases they want to hear, and they don't few from each court of appeals each year, and maybe I'll take 10 or so cases from my courts. So most of what we do is the final stop for litigation. So these courts are incredibly important to you and to every one of these counties. For that reason, it's key to have those qualified and people working on these courts, and I believe that is me. Before I came to the court in 2017, I practiced law for 50 years. I practiced as a appellate courts, board certified in civil law, board certification exams are specialized exams, which you take for different specialties in civil law exams. I've argued cases in Texas Supreme Court in all 14 appellate districts in the state, as well as several federal courts of appeal. Practicing law, I've been licensed for almost 30 years, which is a decade. Most recently, I've heard some folks talk about the markets. So lawyers, consumers of our court systems, both used to our association, who their choices are for these positions. We also heard at a different time about candidates' qualifications. And I'm proud to say that the last articles, one that came out just this past week, I was the choice for attorneys for this position. I'm the favorite to see. And it has several articles that do cycles since I've been on the board. I'm happy to say that usually at 70%, very good or better, excellent.
I believe that I have the qualifications for this job. I've been in this job for 6 years. And I ask for your support. position for over 6 years. I'm more than happy to take
Questions from you right now? So thank you for the time. Meeting seats all.
Thank you for letting us skip it. Appreciate it. Okay, our next person is Judge Aapi.
Time to talk to you about what we've been able to accomplish at the courthouse and have been able to what we've been able to accomplish. Just a little bit about me. In Harris County, I've been licensed to practice law for 16 years. I am board certified in civil trial law. What that means is the law. The government is I've heard on the trail that there is of your judges, and I know there are many judges who are on the bench. Some of the things that we've been able to accomplish is making sure that we have full separate civil cases that we're able to have their day in court, and that's so important. In the Harris County District Courts on the civil side, we worked really hard to make sure that we included implicit jury instruction. They have an issue with the law, they can go Austin and change it. So we as administrators of the law just have to do what we need to do to make sure that we are administering the law appropriately in the courtroom. We appreciate your support. Please tell all your family and friends the importance of voting here in this election. It's so crucial and critical that we go out and make sure that we
Is Kyle Scott.
So if you're in Fort Wayne County, now's the time to go grab another snack. Because my name's Kyle Scott and I'm the Harris County Treasurer. So before I did this for about the past 15 years, while I was earning my MBA at Rice University, I was a small business owner. But before that, I was a high school teacher. And then before I was on the board of trustees at Lone Star College, I did my PhD in political science and became a university professor. And what drove me into the classroom is precisely what drove me into this race. And that's public service. Public service is about empowering communities to the individuals within. Government ought to be about public service. At the county level, this means fundamentally handling issues of infrastructure and public safety in whatever manner we choose to address them. But we can't address those two issues. We can't get those two issues right unless we get the money right. Now I'm running for treasurer, so let me talk a little bit about the money. Last year, we paid $685,000 in financial contract. This year, we have overpaid the vendor. That's right, overpaid the vendor beyond their contract by $960,000. The Harris County government currently has $802,000 just sitting in the Texas State Comptroller's office, just waiting for somebody to ask for that. The treasurer has the authority to protect taxpayers against erroneous payments. It is also authorized to pursue any debts owed to the county. There's a second component, and that's transparency. There's probably not many people who know that in the past 4 years, we've paid $52 million in state consultants, or that we've added $36 million in administrative overhead. In fact, if you go to the county website right now, you have no idea how much you pay for asphalt, street light, or paper clips. This money that's being spent, it's the taxpayers' money, and you have every right to know where it goes. Because accountability is predicated on transparency. Unless you know this information, it should be brought to you by the county treasurer. You cannot make informed decisions about the people who make decisions about your money. So my name is Kyle Scott, and I'm running for Harris County Treasurer in order to bring accountability, transparency, and integrity to the county budget.
Okay, our next candidate is Angela Lenz.
Everyone. Like the rest of you, I've been listening to the University Law School. I've been employed with the Office of the Attorney General for the last 27 years. Y'all say that again, 27 years. I was taught as a child from my grandmother, who was actually one of the first principals over at Bryan Middle School and thereafter at Yates High School. Based on his dedication to his community, they also named a school after him that's currently in Pleasant, William S. Hoffman Middle School. My grandmother also at the lower income school, David Bob. Having said that, I'm telling you that I was ready to be the kind of citizen to go out and help my community. I'm working with the Office of the Attorney General. I work with people that I helped without race, religion, sex, color. It doesn't matter. Unlike private practice, which is what my home does. I don't get to pick and choose who I'm going to assist. I don't get to pick and choose who I decide, I can offer my services. I also get to pick and choose my boss. I have no problem with working because that's the whole point that I think everybody here is trying to make. It's not about whether you have an R or a D. It's about your ability to serve. Now, having said that, I have served with pride. I've done so with integrity, and I intend to do so at the bench. One thing I can do allow any part that need a continuance based on religious holidays or observance that they can have that, acknowledged. The maintenance I ran is because of the underserved and underrepresented community. We're not allowed to have access to that report. By that I'm saying it's completely relied on Zoom. If you didn't have the internet, if you didn't have a phone, if you didn't have an interpreter, your case was getting stay. All that will change with your support. So again, my name is Angela Lansland. I'm running for the 245th District Court. Thank you very much.
Judge Julie Matthew.
And everyone, so for me, my name is Judge Julie Matthew. Great to be here, great to be part of this. As most of you know, I became the first Indian American woman elected to step into the United States, as well as the first Asian American in Fort Bend County in 2018. So it's been my pleasure to be on the bench for the last 4 years. During those 4 years, I established the first juvenile intervention and mental health court for kids in the system who have been abused. And that we make sure that every single thing that they need to really critically complete their program and become successful members of society. If they need a job, we help them find a job. If they need counseling, some of them have dealt with some drastic things in their lives, and so we give them that counseling that they need to help possibly recover from some of those experiences that they have. If they need a driver's ed course so they can get to a job, we provide that, as well as if failing a class or they need to be help them with that as well. So all of those things are provided through our probation department, as well as Exana, who steps in to help with the therapy sessions. I have also been the administrative judge of the county courts for the last 2 years, and during the pandemic, we made it the courts accessible to individuals, including Zoom, and all those things that have been so necessary to make sure that people's cases are heard. According to the OCA reports, Fort Bend County, the county courts are not being planned. We are actually so great to be a part of this and taking initiatives to make sure that cases are heard in a timely fashion. We are a general jurisdiction court, so every citizen of Fort Bend County at one point or another will go through the county court system. We are a general jurisdiction court that handles civil cases up to 250,000, criminal adult misdemeanor cases, juvenile felonies and misdemeanors, probate, guardianship, land condemnation, as well as misdemeanor. So thank you for having me. My name is Judge Julie Lamb, who I hope to have your support this year.
Okay, the next candidate is Clerk Marilyn Bruce.
Hey, everybody, thanks so much for sticking around all these questions. I am Marilyn Burgess. I am the incumbent Harris County District Clerk, and I have been running for re-election for 4 more years as the Democratic nominee. When I was elected in 2019, I immediately began modernizing this office to better serve you, the citizens of Harris County. But most people have no idea what it is. So I am the one who is supporting over 90 courts in Harris County. We staff this courtroom to report clerk, to report all the actions of the court, we accept all new case filings, we have a fee collector, and by the Texas Constitution, I am the elected official that is designated to be in charge of jury operations. So if you get a jury summons, it comes from me. When I first came into office, I immediately implemented online school registration. This is something that Travis has been doing for 25 years. Harris County never had. So we do that. I also made it possible for people to show up to serve in the parking paid for instead of having to pay for that on their own pocket. And it gives them free on pocket when they're walking here. I began advocating for increased jury pay for this Harris County being one of the most diverse counties in the nation. Our jury should break down to the diversity and currently it's not. And I believe firmly, if you want to have diverse juries, you have got to pay the people who show up that can afford to be here. If you're still going to be able to pay your rent, but food on the table and then miss days away. In fact, I was honored to just work hard with the reelection. I'm very proud of that. When I got there, I found out destiny and support needs that have never been, however you see it. We began immediately election efforts on that, collected over $5 million for using taxpayers on those old fees to begin billing of the merchandise. I found out that if you had a criminal payment plan, you was defendant, could not go online and make the payment with a credit card online. You had to go to West Virginia and get a money order in 2019. Later, that's changed. We are set credit card. It's a lot of those payment plans. I came into a very top-heavy organization. I eliminated one level of management completely, and we freed up over $1 million that I used to use pay raises to do the day-to-day work of office. Very deserving and long overdue. I've introduced over 10 new electronic solutions that increase the efficiency, timeliness, and accuracy of our reporting, but there's still a lot more to do. As a CPA, I understand how to run large organizations efficiently to better serve the citizens of Harris County. I am, if you want to fit in, vote for me. If you want someone who's going to roll up their sleeves, sit down with their team, and get stuff done, then I need your vote. I'm a very hands-on leader, committed to earning salary and tax salary, and I'm very work. So I am here today for vote, asking for support, so that for you for 4 more years. Marilyn Burgess, Harris County District Clerk. Thanks so much for being here.
George Longoria. Stephen, sorry. You didn't correct me. Stephen Longoria. That gives me the opportunity to say, my name is Stephen Longoria, and I'm running for the District Court Judge, 458 in Fort Bend County. I always start my conversation introducing myself that I was born and raised in Corpus Christi, to hardworking parents. My parents owned a sheep metal shop, and that's where we got our education. Judge earlier started talking about building up your street to work, that's us. By 15, that's an experience in my life that encouraged me to go to school. I graduated from the University of Texas at Austin in 1988, third Texas Southern, third Marshall School of Law in 1993. So I've been practicing law in Fort Bend County and surrounding counties for the past 30 years. I'm experienced in dealing with all kinds of cases, family cases, criminal cases, juvenile cases. I've dealt with the worst of people in our community. I've dealt with the best of people that unfortunately make mistakes. So I'm proud of all of those things that I bring to this bench, 458 in Fort Bend County. So if you live in Fort Bend County, you can vote for Stephen Longoria. I'm an individual that will be following the law, but I will also be hearing you when you're in front of me. Again, that's my experience. That's the passion I have for people that I will be bringing to this court. I want to thank the AAPI community, Director Shamsi, for giving me this opportunity. I apologize for him butchering my name. It happens quite often in our community, County, and that does need to change as well. So again, I'm Stephen Longoria. I'm here to ask for your vote, and thank you. Judge Tanya Finch.
I'm not going to do that. Please, I can work with those here. I was from out of town. It's one of 16 different courts here, the county here, cases of driver intoxicated, and assault, and whatever cases that do not have jurisdictional range of greater than 1 year. Now, in this particular race, I'm just going to kind of go down to two things. I believe this race is about experience and direction. In this particular race, I do believe I am the most qualified person. Not only because all of my practice past 16 years, whether on a bench or off a bench, has been substantively in criminal law and juvenile law. I'm also court certified. I've served as a felony and misdemeanor court, a prosecutor in Harris County, and a public defender and even a private practitioner. And in the past 4 years, I've served as the judge of Harris County Court of Law number 9. During that time, my court has remained one of the lowest, has had one of the lowest dockets as far as active cases. Also, we have one of the highest trial dockets as well as far as client cases in Harris County, and then the lowest jail rate. Now, direction. Direction is really most important about this, quite honestly, because really, you vote November the 8th or early voting October 24th, November 4th, you're voting on what direction you want the criminal justice to go in. When we came into office, we began to move our system to a more fair and more just system. A system that was acceptable to everyone, no matter how much money you made, what religion you have, who you love, or whatever. It works for everyone. To such an extent, even the jail reform in the misdemeanor courts only. Not felony court, okay? Misdemeanor court. We do not incarcerate because of the inability to pay. We don't do that anymore. Also, we don't use some of those predatory practices that kept people incarcerated for such a long period of time. Moreover, we've even taken our judges off the bench and we serve in the community by having a restorative justice program and values to court. Value is acronym, it means bringing us to an understanding. And what it does is restores the lives of people that have been through the criminal justice system. They've served their time with deferred adjudication to help them get their records so they can get jobs, right? So they can move on with their lives, accept education, all those things like that. Additionally, provide resources to people that were not in the system as well, education opportunities, work and job training, and so on and so forth. There are so many plans that we have in the works, but in order for us to keep moving forward and not going back to the system that was not easily acceptable to everyone, not going back to a system people just to get out of jail in order to maintain their lifestyle, not moving back to a system that had so many discriminatory practices that it just was not fair. And so what I'm asking is that you vote for the right direction. I am asking it for the right direction. Vote from the top down from there to the bottom. I am bench for your bench. There's the point of law or not.
All right, and next candidate is Dr. Carlo White.
Good evening, everyone. Like her. I am running for Harris County Treasurer. I am your Democratic nominee, Harris County Treasurer. My opponent, absolutely correct in everything that he said. There needs to be some change. I totally agree with you. We are in total agreement except for one thing. I need to go speak. I've done it. I've worked for Harris County flood control, right-of-way construction, facilities, engineering, budget management. I ran a technology group in the budget office. So what I would like to do is to bring information, technology, and finance together so that you all will have better understanding of where your taxpayer dollars are going. I got into this first because that upset me a whole lot that we couldn't get an understanding of where our taxpayer dollars are going. Did I agree with everything that happened for the last few years? Heck no. You're in a place of peace, so I can say what I think to say. Heck no. So I got into this place so that I can be the change. I can be the positive change that's necessary to help you as taxpayers understand where your taxpayer dollars are going. That is my main objective. I absolutely agree with my Republican opponent with those unclaimed funds. It's absolutely ridiculous that individuals don't have those funds that belong to them that can be putting food on their tables in these hard economic times. Again, my name is Dr. Carlo White. Here's back to the last 2 years. Our communication, our public relations, and emergency management session. Everything that you saw on TV on the state, federal, and local level that was Hurricane Harvey, it was me. You just didn't see me because I was in the background making this happen. I just happen to have a PhD in environmental toxicology. Some people say, well, what does that have to do with being the Harris County Treasurer? Well, I'm a statistician and a researcher, which means that I can count real good and I can find stuff. So I am Harris County Treasurer. I ask for your vote. I ask that you go out to the polls and vote for somebody because it is imperative that we get out there and vote. Let's leave you with this one last thing. There was a young man that I met over at Cashmere Garden, and I asked him, you know, when you vote about or not, and he said, well, Dr. Carla, I'm sorry, I can't vote for you. And I said, well, why can't you vote for me? He said, well, I'm a convicted felon. I said, so you're not ready to vote? He said, no, I'm not. I said, but you know what? You can vote. As a convicted felon, you can tell your friends, you can tell your family members, you can take somebody to the polls, you can help somebody understand why it's important to vote. You can vote for them. So I'm encouraging them not to allow somebody or something to steal his power. I encourage you not to allow this voting cycle to steal the power of Hurricane Carla from you. I'm Dr. Carla. Please vote for me, Carla, like Hurricane Wildlife Earth. I look forward to serving you as your next year's Senate treasurer. And I'll say this one last thing. When I will be, it is shameful to say that I will be the first African American person to serve in this seat in the history of Harris County. Dr. Carla L. White.
Our next candidate is Melvin Adriano. It's Melvin. Good evening, everyone. My name is Melvin. I'm the next state representative for District 28. First and foremost, I want to make sure that people need to elect our leaders and not the other way around. We need to stop gerrymandering, redistricting to be the tool to keep people in power that are not qualified. We need to make sure that the Asian American has representation. We, AAPI, are taxpayers too. AAPI are business owners too. AAPI are Americans too, and whether you like it or not, we are here to stay. You get that? We are here to stay, and we're going to vote massively to connect people that are qualified to serve, because we need to get all leaders that's putting politics over people. It's got to be people over politics first. I'm excited, raised by a single mom, so I understand hard work and respect the other. I'm a business owner that understands the importance of creating jobs and the relationship with employees and employers. I am done community service for the last 20 years and has served our community with passion and conviction to represent those people that are not represented, and people who speak for themselves and speak for them because they can speak for you. Throughout this speaking, that's right, RISE. I'm a teacher's son. Acronym is very important to me. RISE, are the representation of our community's interests. I for infrastructure, because full infrastructure is a well-destroyer and it helps and destroys a lot of businesses and families in return because it trickles down on families. S is for safety and security. If we truly value life, we need to value life from whom to whom. Anything that devalues life, resulting from racial discrimination, violence, anti-hate, gun violence, domestic violence, abuse, should be addressed with the same passion, compassion, and affection. And for education, we need to respect and value our teachers because they are being overworked and underpaid. If we don't value our kids as the future of our generation, then we need to allocate funding to public education because we put our inmates against versus our kids' education that our words are available. So please be proud. Let's move our back together because the time is here that I is now. I am a Filipino American and I'm proud to say that when I was the first Filipino American ever elected state, and I'm going to serve the community and our community and everyone, regardless of the independence, because we student and deserve better. Thank you so much, and God bless you all. And he's going to take you to Dr. Solomon Moore. You can follow the rules you can go to the name, but they will still have the same policy and same work. Well, you'll be sitting for the longest time, maybe 30 seconds, and that's a stretch. Like. That's all right. That's all right. Well, I'm Dr. Solomon, next state representative for District 76. The right prescription. You heard Representative G. You heard Representative John Rosenthal. Representation matters. You know, a few years ago, every time the legislation starts with the invocation, the name of the Lord, there should be. A few years back, an imam was asked to do the invocation. And you know what? 35 sitting representatives walked off. They had the agenda. They didn't like it. They should have not come that day. They decided to come, walk off. That's not an insult to me and you or the community. So that's what we need. The representation matters. We don't have a fair representation. And so we are on the menu because we don't have a seat. So you need to come out and vote in large numbers. I'm running to improve our. How many of you know somebody who's writing their education? How many of you know somebody who's doing good jobs for health care? Some of them will end up with emergency room. To save that $200, you'll be spending $200,000 in ER, and somebody will have a complication in the quality of life. We need to be more proactive in healthcare. I've been trained at Baylor. We have the world's largest, not the US, the world's largest. Yet Texas leads the number of uninsured. It is no secret that who's who of the world can fly in and get people, because we have the work done. But our own people do not cover. So I want to bring that human touch of our healthcare system failure to legislation. When it comes to education, we are not very proud of that too. Our state of Texas is bottom 4 when it comes to public education. We need to do better than that. We all got appraisal, right? Anybody happy about it? You have, I see, when you go to school, have you asked, let's do the base sale, when you have this fundraising, that fundraising. When the state would not come through, then it is people like me and you who have to put the bill. Somebody has very experience. 5.5 million children in Texas go to public school. To school, and 97% go to public school. So we need increased funding for public education. So we don't have to pay to our property taxes. We don't have to keep on doing the base sale to raise funds. And I agree, we don't have to keep on putting the bond in the people election. We also attract and retain quality teachers. We are telling them how to teach, what to teach. We are spending too much time, effort, and energy standardized testing. You know, as a physician, I say, if you want to do a test, do a diagnostic. And then you have 64 days to make sure what the child is negative. You should apply to the student, you apply to the teacher, you apply to the district. If anything else, hurricane harmony or the electric failure and all that taught us that we are not prepared. We are creating a lot of paper reviews and other leaders of tomorrow. So I'm running for representation. I'm running to improve our healthcare access. Running, these are public education funding. Dr. Solomon for House District 6. You know, for your regular age, okay?
You have trusted your God. In the middle of the night, life,
You know, regular.
you have trusted your life with your God.
I think you can trust the doctor. Thank you.
Okay, our next candidate is Todd Franklin.
My name is Todd Franklin. I'm running for 308. So before we all came, traditional candidates received kind of a list of questions. I thought it easiest just to talk about myself as I work through answering those questions. First question is, there is an explanation of the court of jurisdiction. Family court is where statistically half the people in this room, or 100% of the people in this room, know somebody who has ended up in family. It's where you go for a divorce, or for child custody, or for child support. I think that's important because I am a nationally recognized expert in the area of family. I'm a member of the American Academy of Matrimony. One of the official candidates earlier was talking about the fact that there are tens of thousands of lawyers in Harris County. There are hundreds of thousands of lawyers in Texas. There are probably hundreds of thousands of lawyers across the country. I am one of 1,600 lawyers in the country who is a member of the Academy. That is something that I'm very proud of. One thing that Judge Collier mentioned is that it's important that judges follow the law. I agree with that. Judges are charged with following the law 100% of the time. Judges are not inherently political. Judges are not here to talk about how we feel about any of the multitude of social issues that have come up. And it's important that we focus on the law. We focus on what's important. In my race, it's about experience. I have been practicing law almost 30 years. That is almost 3 times longer. Next question is, why do you have temperament to be a trial attorney? Well, I recently been hired at Texas Southern University Law School as the newest family law professor. So they're trusting me to teach the next generation of lawyers coming up family practice in family law courts. So I think I've got they think I've got the temperament to teach, and I think that's what I'm doing. My peers agree with me. I've won the HBA bar that somehow is sort of constant. Finally, my opponent, who is a Latina, is not here to seek your vote. She is not here to ask for your support. She is not here to tell you about her qualifications. Ironically, I received an endorsement from the Mexican American Bar Association as well. So I am definitely well qualified, and I definitely have the temperament to be a judge. Do I believe language access is absolutely? I tried a 5.5 week long jury case where my client was Vietnamese. The other client was Vietnamese. The lawyer who referred the case, helped me with the case, is Russian. So yeah, language is definitely an issue. We had to have an interpreter there the whole time. It is important because not everybody can afford to have an interpreter for 5.5 weeks of a jury case. I would make every effort to ensure that people who speak different languages in our very, very diverse area have the access that they need to have it translated so they can understand what is happening to their life. I'm sorry that my phone is blacked out. Then finally, I believe engaging with communities who have lost, who have had little opportunity. Yeah, I do. Absolutely. I am a Jewish Texan
married to a half Mexican, half Lebanese. Are you kidding me? I'm all about it. And it is important that we engage with everybody. That's why I have been going all my grandmother was staffing racing all over Harris County, from Cypress to Crosby down to South Houston, the Fifth Ward, the Third Ward, all over the place, to talk to people and engage with them and understand what their life is. So that when they show up in my, I can understand where they're coming from. I've heard my lawyer say that she is your judge. She said that in a East End event. She's from the East End. But you know what, Judge Lopez? She's not their judge. She's everybody. She should be everybody. When I'm the judge of 308, I will everybody's judge. My name is Todd. Please vote for me in 308 district.
Okay, our next candidate is Zachary Gibson.
I think y'all heard me say think about it. I am the Republican candidate for Harris County. For Harris County Criminal Court of Law number 4. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I have been a prosecutor now for the last 7 years. Started off, and I had the privilege of serving you in this kind of law with 2016. I started off in the trial court in the appellate section. I have to read about the law every day, write about the law every day in the morning, and whenever prosecutors have questions, they call me. My court, if I were to it, the people that listen speeding tickets and these are worth they carry to being up to a year or to 6 months. To a year. Denies, violence. There's small business owners and why is criminal trespassing property. Like I said, in 2016, and I must say, I really love living in Houston. I live in the downtown area of Greater Houston. It was a wonderful, welcome. Let me just tell you a little bit about why I was really going for office. Even though I had great love for people in this county and strong to the say that I've seen in the last number of years respect for criminal justice system. I've seen people turn on the television night after night and see people that do not take the criminal courthouse in a serious place where serious consequences are on the table. So there are 3 issues that I have to party off voters and number 1, I will always ensure so state statute requires it, and it isn't just in the amount it's also what conditions are required. So if anybody here is driving down 59 late at night, see somebody swearing, saying that guy's probably drunk, he gets arrested. The judge sitting on the case needs to make sure he has an interval, so he doesn't go out and kill somebody else. Many misdemeanors are separated. You got a guy driving drunk the wrong day going down the freeway, and the misdemeanor be dead behind. Kill somebody, you have an intoxicated manslaughter. So these can become very serious. Anybody here with a car broken into you? Misdemeanors to real same with shot. The second issue is that crime victims, defendants, prosecutors, just the general public, people sitting here, they should look at the criminal report where a case goes. Sometimes harsh, right, cases, consequences are on the table. Nobody is entitled to minimum sentences. For first-time offenders, for people that absolutely giving people a second chance, trying to rehabilitate people, that is a very matter for the criminal justice system. The judges that do sentencing also need to realize in the right case, in the appropriate case, it's okay to punish somebody. Society has a right to enact lawful retribution. So if a guy hits his wife, the face in front of the children and see people like this, it's okay for him to be punished for it. It'll make him less likely to do it. It'll make him less likely to tell him to. The third issue is the thing that I know most about is judicial neutrality. Judges are there to call balls and strike between the parties. They're not there to be social workers. They're not there to be the second defense attorney. They're not there to be the second prosecutor. They're there to allow defendants who want to plead not guilty, put the state to their burden. The state should be allowed to introduce competent, legally obtained evidence. It's the same evidence. Just there to call balls and strike. Let me just say this. Judge of Harris County. For all the candidates here, whatever party, it's amazing to me that whether we win or lose, we will get more votes than any U.S. senator. So this is a very vibrant democracy. It's a very vibrant meeting. So I just thank you for your time. Zachary gives it a first time to report it long. Thank you.
Okay, our next candidate is Elizabeth Buss.
So that's as you said, Elizabeth Buss, for Harris County Criminal Court of Law number 5 reports. Early in my legal career, one of my mentors told me that he and Larry were very important. So I do not tend to do very well. As several other candidates said, similar courts handle cases such as DWI, assault, car break-ins, and hit and run type infractions. I'm a prosecutor. I've been a prosecutor for almost 10 years now. So I've been working in Harris County seeking justice for the citizens. I was honored this past week to have the support of my peers and being chosen in the Houston Bar Association Judicial as the preferred candidate for the judge of Harris County Criminal Court of Law number 5. We all know that justice needs to be fair, but I also believe that justice must be swift. A public records request done over the summer that showed in the incumbent judge for 5 in 3.5 years from bench went to trial 27 times. This court had a reputation of going to trial once a week under the prior judge. Now I understand we've just been through a global pandemic. I understand that things have been crazy, but there's another misdemeanor court for the exact situations that went to trial in that same period of time 50 times. I am committed to getting into this court, working hard, following the law, and reducing the backlog of defendants who are unnecessarily waiting incredibly long times of their constitutional day of work. Also, early in my career was in the law, I interned for justice on the Court of Appeals. We treat each case in front of me as the most important thing in my life, because to the people in front of me, that case is the most important thing in their life. That's how I intend to work as a judge in Harris County. That's how I intend to run my court. And I ask for your vote to have Elizabeth Buss running for Harris County Criminal Court of Law number 5.
Okay, the next candidate is Dexter McCoy. Good afternoon. It is such a pleasure to be here with you today. It's such an honor and pleasure to be here today. I'm Dexter McCoy. I am a proud product of the Fort Bend County community, and now the Democratic Fort Bend County Commissioner for Precinct 4. So my story starts in a place, a small town in Louisiana. My mother was 15 years old when she gave birth to me. My biological father was incarcerated for much of my childhood. And so as a result, I was raised by my grandparents in a town just 45 minutes northeast of New Orleans, where the start of their driveway was the end of the city limits. And as a result, I was denied access to many of the critical services that I needed to survive and thrive. We didn't have access to wastewater sewers. We had our sewage that just drained out into a ditch, but we didn't have access to the internet for the longest time. And so we had to rely on services in order for me to get access to the tools I needed to learn. But it wasn't until my mother graduated from college and we moved here to Houston and eventually to Fort Bend County for a better life. I actually went from a resource deficient environment to a resource wealthy environment. It's the sort of pursuit of opportunity that I'm sure many of you in this room are familiar with. The seeking out a better life for yourself and your children. And so it's on the same streets in Mission Bend that are today still filled with potholes that I first learned how to drive. It's in this community that at the age of 12, I met the love of my life, who today is now my wife. And it's in this exact community that we are now raising our beautiful baby girl who today is 8 weeks old. The consequences couldn't be higher for this election because I'm so invested that I had the chance to go on and go to Boston University, serve 2 terms as student body president, where I represented students all across the city on public safety and transportation, quality of life issues that had great consequences for their lives. I had the great opportunity to serve in the administration of President Barack Obama, making sure that we created pathways to access and opportunity for higher education. And after that, he at home served as the youngest district administrator at Fort Bend ISD, and most recently was chief of staff for our Fort Bend County judge. Now we talk a lot about opportunity, and I learned in my capacity as chief of staff about how one of the wealthiest counties in this region and certainly in this nation, how many people are still today outside of the bounds of opportunity. Knowing what that's like, again, with the 200 feet of difference in my life when I lived in Louisiana, knowing what that was like. When I first visited the city of Pendleton, and I learned that in 2021, they still did not have access to the internet. That was unacceptable. That reminded me of that 200 feet of difference. When I went out to places like Peak and Beasley, and I learned that many of the folks living there still didn't have access to great flood mitigation. They were, every time rain sat on top of their homes, they were receiving flood waters in their home that was completely disruptive to their life. I remember that 200 feet of being outside of opportunity. When I came back to Michigan and walked there, and in 2022, still today, parts of Mission Bend look like it's from back in the 70s because there's an inequitable distribution of our infrastructure dollars. I remember that 200 feet of difference, and we cannot let that difference in where you live, what zip code you were born in, and where your family is from. We cannot let that difference be the barrier to opportunity. And now let's be honest. We know that there are people who live in our communities today who don't have the comfort of feeling safe to anywhere they live because of who they are. They don't feel comfortable and safe because of where they worship, how they worship. And this is because we have leadership that goes boldly and claims that we have a moral obligation to protect. And so as county, it is going to be my job to make sure that you feel safe in your home, that you feel safe in your houses of worship when you go to shop, that you feel safe when you send your children to school, knowing that we have law enforcement agencies. It's going to be my job to make sure that we repair the streets that today are still filled with potholes just the same way as we repair them in our neighborhoods. It's going to be our job to make sure we repair the sidewalks, that we make it more affordable to live in our community. And I'll wrap up with this. It was appalling to learn that the average age of residents in Fort Bend County, if you can believe it, today is 36 years old. The average age of commissioners, however, is 62. Now, while it's incredible to have that wisdom on the commissioners board, commissioners have great responsibility in determining the economic direction of our community. And so it would behoove us to have leadership at the decision-making table that's going to have been impacted by these decisions for many decades to come. For those children like my child, and for yours, your children and grandchildren, for all of our parents to know that we're making economic decisions about the businesses that we attract, about the new communities that we build, the places of community that we build where everyone feels as an innate sense of belonging. This is my vision of a Fort Bend County. This is my vision that I hope that together with your support that we're able to. And if you'd like to join us, I implore you not only to encourage your friends and family to get out and vote, but I encourage you to go onto our website, sign up to contribute or to volunteer at DexterMcCoy.com. There's a bigger, bolder, brighter. We only dare to go after our together. Again, it's Dexter McCoy for Fort Bend County Commissioner for Precinct 4. Thank you so much for your time and for your support.
We're down to our last two. Judge Raul Rodriguez.
Hi, good evening. I'm the judge of Harris County for law number 13. I was elected in 2018. A little bit about myself. I was born in Mexico. My parents were in Houston when I was 2 years old. One of the things that I wanted to do when I graduated, when I turned 18, is I wanted to become a citizen. The reason I want to become a national citizen is so I can vote. As soon as I turned 18, came in natural classes, I voted for the first time in a presidential election. I'm proud to say that I'm a proud Democrat since I was 18 years old. And I'm running against the big side is as being misused. Things like PWIs, assault, trespass, mischief. So the most that someone can get as far as money in the county. One of the things that I also wanted to mention is I do have the judicial temperament. I'm proud to say that the Bar Association poll that just came out said that I am the preferred candidate on race. So that is something I'm very proud of. So one of the questions that was asked about is that have interpreters or access to language. We definitely provide that. We have to. By law. Someone that is not speaking the language, we must provide that person with an interpreter for the language that they speak. And in terms of also being out in the community, we are, Judge Finch said earlier, we are part of the judges that go out and we have this program called the Fresh On program, where we help individuals that have been given probation to have their case non-disclosed, sealed, or some cases it's fine. We're helping those individuals to do that. We're doing it for them. So I am proud to be able to be your judge. I am seeking the election. We've only just begun. We were able to do outbail reform in 2019. We want to continue those programs. One of the judges too that handle us especially called social court, saving ourselves by education and recovery. It is especially important that it deals specifically with individuals that have alcohol and drugs. We help them by providing the resources to overcome their addiction. Because people that have that type of problem, they don't need incarceration. They need rehabilitation. So once again, my name is Rodriguez, Judge, Harris County Criminal Court at Law number 13. I ask you to support and has to be voted this coming November. Thank you.
Okay, besides Stephen, Longoria, anyone else? You guys get, I'm sorry, after, you're Andy Taylor. Yes, enormous. Hey! That's unbiased, yeah.
Well, almost good evening, all. I want to say, and I want to say that all of this political connections throughout. My name is Andy. I am running. And I find it on that I'm the only criminal district court candidate here that's talking about any issues that are not. What is the district? It's a felony. So you've heard a lot about it. Turn on the news. What is it about? You think from drug possession up to a capital murder? The serious crimes that affect community, that affect homes, and that affect every community. Every single community. Why is there a distinction? Because a felony carries a significant prison time potential. The weight of sitting in judgment is tremendous. But one of the things that really kind of bothers me is this RP thing. I am not. I am a Texan. The fact that you all live here as well means you are Texan. Let me tell you about my Texas. My Texas, my Texas. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. My Texas told you. And I'm just going to say this one part of my speech. I've never understood. I'm a product. One foot the city. And I don't somebody to this day, that register one of the damn dumbest was a people. So to be standing here very on. Why? Because I could talk to you about how criminal justice system affects your community and what I would do about it. I want to hear from you all to be a judge for your community. Fairness is determined not only by what the judge decides, what the prosecutor recommends, but what the defense attorney can come up, but it comes from members of the community. And in the district courts, Harris County, there are currently an average of about 1,800 cases per court. That's 1,800 cases. Just think about that. There's 20 spots. We need to get the numbers down. We need to clear cases about 120% here to unwind in 5 years. There's a direction. There is justice. Why am I lost? I've practiced all of this state. I have children. I practice free, every color, every religion. And I agree with you. You know, Representative Wu gave you a stand by which you should judge candidates. And I'm going to ask, well, judge me. Judge me by my qualification. Judge me by what I believe. Judge me by what you think. It's the job that I do. Now, I know you all have been here a long time. It's about time. And my name is I'm running for the 228 criminal district. Thank you, Congress.
I'm sorry again that our program now. I just want to encourage you to go out and vote because early voting starts 1 week from tomorrow. Start 1 week from tomorrow, so be sure and go out and vote. Encourage you that good early, don't vote often. Thank you very much. Okay. Yeah. Oh, yes. Yes. Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay. So
So many that local. So, anyway, all right, I'll keep in touch. Thank you. Obviously, yes, thank you.